What's up, guys? I'm Dunking with the Wolves, Brian Sampson, coming at you with another Brian breakdown. And I'm going to take a look inside the film at what exactly happened to the Minnesota Timberwolves in this ugly, ugly game. They're coming off now back-to-back losses against Central Division foes, and both of them came in a very embarrassing fashion. So I'm going to check out the film to see exactly what went wrong. I'd appreciate if you guys could subscribe to the YouTube channel, give us a thumbs up down there below, and you can also find me on Twitter at Brian Sampson NBA. All right, so let's jump into this nasty, ugly game. So before I get into the Timberwolves' awful defense, and trust me, I'll do that, I just want to start out with a couple of interesting tidbits that I saw throughout this game. This first comes on this out-of-bounds set, which the Timberwolves run. A lot of teams run this particular action. I just haven't seen the Wolves run it yet this year, and it's called the elevator doors. So basically, as you can see, they're kind of stacked up, and Wiggins starts at the back of the stack, and both him and Teague just simply curl around Gibson and Towns. But then the key here is Wiggins comes back through, and he'll sneak through Gibson and Towns, and right when he does that, they close on him just like elevator doors, and Wiggins can pop the three, or in this case, he drives to the hoop, and he ends up missing the shot. But this would be an interesting set to run with Jamal Crawford, probably their best spot-up shooter. This next set I want to highlight also ends in a missed shot, but I think it's something cool that the casual fan may not see, and so it's just a simple horn set that a lot of teams run. So what it is, the two big men start by setting screens on top, and the ball handler can choose to go anyway, and then whoever sets a screen will typically roll with the other big man popping. So Crawford goes towards Taj Gibson's side on this occasion, and then Jang pops to the top of the key, who gets the ball, but then the action's not done there. There's no shot there, so Jang then comes back to Andrew Wiggins for a little dribble handoff, and Wiggins stops and pops for the three and misses. It's just something to look for as the Timberwolves run it a few times every game. The last positive play I want to highlight on the Timberwolves side comes off this alley-oop dunk for Andrew Wiggins. If you remember back to last time, it's that same rub series. And in case you missed the video last time, make sure to check out Brian's breakdown 4, except for where we highlight Nemanja. So it starts out with Tyus Jones bringing the ball up the court. This time he does an entry pass to Jamal Crawford, and then he comes down and sets the screen. So Wiggins curls to the low block just like last time, and that's the first option. He's covered up, so the ball is then swung up top to Belly, who swings it back to Tyus. So at this point, Belly is going to go and set a down screen onto Andrew Wiggins' man. Wiggins' man is overplaying it, so Wiggins backdoors, and Tyus Jones does a great job of creating separation at the top of the key and throwing the lob pass for the alley-oop. For the second consecutive night, the Minnesota Timberwolves struggled mightily on the defensive end of the floor, and it was a lot of simple things such as effort, communication, awareness, things like that. On this play, I think we get a little bit of effort and awareness. So the Pistons do a lot of different things. There's a lot of movement. Ultimately, Jeff Teague is the one who gets lost in all of the action and all the movement and gets caught just watching instead of being a player. So after there's some confusion with the ball up top there, Tobias Harris is driving, and Teague takes a lonely swipe at the ball. Ultimately, Harris drops it to his man in the corner, who's wide open for a three. You can see Teague raises his hand there, but sometimes taking accountability isn't enough. It's what are you going to do after that? And the T-Wolves never bounce back. This next play demonstrates a struggle in another one of those simple things, and that's communication, as Tyus Jones and Karl-Anthony Towns are not able to communicate successfully and match up on a man in transition, and that comes to no fault of Tyus Jones. As you can see, Jones is trying frantically to let Towns know to drop back and cover Henry Ellenson, who's hiding on the low baseline. Unfortunately, Towns is too focused on something else. I don't know what else, but he's too focused on something else. Doesn't hear Jones, who's literally trying to push him at one point, and Ellenson catches the ball in the short corner and then is able to use the rim as an extra defender and lay it in for a nice reverse layup. The Detroit Pistons absolutely killed the Minnesota Timberwolves in fast break points, and this next play is a great illustration why. Detroit, the whole game, was determined to push the ball and exploited more effort than Minnesota did. This is just as simple. The point guard's bringing the ball up the floor. Taj Gibson doesn't see the screen and that he's coming around and gets lost in the fray. The point guard tosses the ball back up towards the hoop for Drummond. He misses a couple of times, but there's still not enough Timberwolves in the lane, and the Pistons are able to get an easy 2 points. Here's another example of the Detroit Pistons getting out and just straight outrunning the Minnesota Timberwolves down the court. Especially after the rebound, they push the ball quickly and are able to get a layup before the Wolves' defense is completely set. The whole key to this is how many guys Minnesota drops after the shot goes up. As you can see, they have 4 people below the free throw line, with Jeff Teague is the only one back. So that way when the Pistons get out and run it, even by the time they make the pass, because you always want to push about the pass because the pass is faster than dribbling it up. So after they make the pass, the Timberwolves are still trailing behind, and the Pistons are able to get a nice layup in transition. Here's another example of poor communication by the Minnesota Timberwolves. After the miss, the Pistons again get out and run. Minnesota does a fairly nice job of getting back as they have multiple people in the lane. However, they don't do a good enough job of communicating, and they give up another easy layup, surprise, surprise. So Detroit quickly gets into their point guard's hands, and you can see Jeff Teague there pointing, I got ball, I got ball. And so that's what he's saying. At this point, though, the communication breaks down as there's 2 guys on the baseline, and I doubt, if I had to guess, I would say Shabazz was not communicating to Andrew Wiggins right there, because Wiggins did not look like he knew somebody was there behind him. So once the ball handler goes middle, both guys converge on him, leaving the baseline driver wide open for the layup. Oh, my eyes hurt from watching that. That was just an ugly performance by the Timberwolves. They should be embarrassed by themselves. We'll see if they can bounce back. They have a very difficult game coming up Friday night at home against Oklahoma City Thunder, who are for sure going to want some blood. So we'll see how they return and if Jimmy Butler can come back. I think that these early couple of games kind of made a quick MVP case for Jimmy Butler. I appreciate you guys checking us out. If you could subscribe to the video, give us a thumbs up on the video, that would be awesome. You can find me on Twitter at Brian Sampson NBA. Hope to catch you guys next time.